Welcome back to Return to Pali, the Unreal expansion. This is part 4. We have a little Nolly friend over here. He's not going to tell us much because they don't really talk. Well, they do talk, but they have their own language that we don't understand, and that's okay. That's the whole point of an alien race in these kind of video games, is it not? To introduce that layer of mystery and not really knowing what's going on, because it makes it more interesting that way. So this is actually one of my favorite maps just because of the environment. And look at those skyboxes, man. They're really pretty. So, as you can see, there's all these birds up here which we don't actually interact with at any point, and I believe that there's going to be a bit of an enemy encounter right up until this section. Am I right, or am I not right? I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. Let's see, and... Enemy... Oh. Huh. I could have sworn there were enemies here. What the hell? And I've only ever played this on easy mode previously, so... Clearly, if there were gonna be enemies there on easy, they would have been here on medium as well. But apparently, they decided to skip that out. Well, that's fine. It doesn't really matter to me because it just makes it a little easier. We're gonna have to jump all the way down here, down there, and I think we've got ourselves a little. Oh, is he a hit scanner? No, he's not. He's got projectile weapons. Ha! Well, I have hit scan, which is basically just means that I've won by default. Right there you go. Boom, dead. Ooh, do not use that thing so up close because you will die. But it's okay. We got ourselves a little rocket launcher, and we're gonna need that because this area introduces, well, like I said, reintroduces, because this is an expansion pack after all. It reintroduces the giant Titan guy that well, they're really not that hard to fight. They're just really repetitive to fight because they have so much fucking health, you know? And it just makes them take forever to take down. It's not like, it's the kind of difficulty where it just takes a while. It's not actually hard. There he is. So you're just going to want to keep shooting him. And you actually want to be really careful with how you shoot them, because if you break apart those rocks, they become harder to dodge because they turn into tiny little shrapnel pieces which can actually hit you, which have a much higher chance of hitting you. But as you can see, all I'm doing is just kind of circle strafing around him and just shooting. That's really it. And anyway, getting back to that topic I was talking about, the expansion pack thing, it's not really a big deal, to be honest, if the assets are made on you, because, like, the thing is, I have this weird... okay, so, in my head, there is a particular... what would I call it? I'm trying to phrase this correctly, because essentially, every time that you get promised, there's like a promise of a particular level of quality within assets of a certain game. So I always just convince myself that yes, this is how it's supposed to work, this is how good things are supposed to look. But the thing is, if you told me, and I didn't know beforehand, that all of the assets in this expansion were custom made just for it, I probably would have never tried to even point out the difference in texture resolution and or model complexity between the guns from the original and the guns from the expansion, because they're really not that different. This isn't like you're playing fucking GTA Vice City and you've modded in a bunch of cars from GTA 5 and like you can just tell, it's clear as day, those are different generations of models. Here it's like, no, it's pretty much the same. If you'll only really notice if you look super hard. It's like, yeah, I think the texture is a little more crisp on this one. You see that? It's a little bit nicer. Or here, for example, so you go from this thing to this thing, and it's like, yeah, I guess it's a little more rugged. I'm not sure. You know, oh, I don't have any ammo for my other rocket launcher. That sucks, probably because I wasted most of it on the fucking Stone Titan. Did I even beat that guy? I think I just ran away because I didn't really that's the thing about this game's structure. You don't actually have to fight most of the enemies. They're just kind of there. It's a very old school kind of design mentality where there's no encounters necessarily. It's just enemies that act as obstacles. See, he's right there. He's still way back there in the background. The render distance is so impressive in this game, really. Although that is primarily because of the fact that, you know, it's not too hard to run this game at these high... Granted, come to think of it, there are no render distance settings. There's render distances for, like, individual, like, for the shadows and stuff, but not for the actual environment. I think it just renders it no matter what. But it really goes to show just how, oh, fuck, here's another one of these guys. See, look, I don't have to fight him. I can just quick save real quick just to make sure I don't get killed and run, well, I guess I want to run over there. Yeah, he's gonna notice me. He's gonna start firing stuff at me, right? Yeah, there you go. But you don't have to fight him. I can just run away, avoid his projectiles. There you go, boom. And he doesn't care. He's not going to follow me. That looks really nice, actually. Some simpler geometry in these games that would represent a simple-looking object anyway in real life has aged really well because, I mean, you don't need that many polygons to make it look good. And holy shit, oh, he does follow you. What the fuck? Well, you know what? I'm just going to follow my own advice and not engage in combat. Run away, run away, run away. Oh my god. Okay.
Life was hard. Then it got harder. I hate Titans.
Very insightful commentary from our protagonist. Also, I'm fucking dying. I'm just gonna go ahead and do one of these because I do not want to worry about my... let me guess, this is gonna drop some health. No, it didn't drop any health. Oh, there was a health pickup right there. God damn it, now I feel like I cheated. Actually, I don't really care that much, but still, I am gonna try and minimize my use of God mode because, again, this is a game I'm actually kind of okay at. I think I am. I'm not exactly sure. I know that Civ 11 will say, like, oh, actually, you suck. Yeah, I know. But at the same time, it's like, I don't... fuck. I act like I don't care about that. I actually am fairly concerned, which is a really immature thing to be concerned about. It's like, oh, who cares how good you are at a video game? Oh, fuck. You're supposed to land in the water. You know what? Let's just reload and do it again. Here's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go like this. Yeet. There you go. And now we're in the water. There's no pickups underneath us, I don't think. I don't see any. So we're going to just keep moving through. Make sure to switch over to the weapons that are not quite... You know, the one that has infinite ammo so we can use it to break open these crates just so we don't waste any of our actual ammo, which I always forget to do. You'll probably notice that on quite a few instances, I have just whipped out an actual normal ammoed weapon and used that on the crates, which you're not really supposed to do. Is that there he is, that's the Scar. Did we ever get a sniper rifle at some point in this game, in this expansion? I'm not actually sure. I probably would have remembered if we did, but I mean, yeah, we'd probably do at some point. I don't know. I hope we do because it's one of the best weapons in the game. Oh fuck, it's those brutes again. The enemy distribution is kind of weird because they actually reuse a lot of enemies that you wouldn't really see that late into the game of the original. They use them a lot mid and late game as well, which I kind of like. I'm not a fan of when games completely forget about certain enemies at some point in the game. I understand they might just not be so effective, but you do kind of miss them. You know, you miss seeing them because you just it makes it so that the game seems as if it has less enemy variety than it really does when you're only seeing a particular kind of enemy at a time. It does help create a sense of progress for sure, but you do kind of start to miss the... Oh my god, there's one behind me too. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Okay, use the hit scan on him. This thing is hit scan, so we can really easily take him out. Well, it's not actually hit scan, but it's speed of sound, so it's pretty damn fast, right? He's dead. Headshot this dude. Oh, he feigned death. I've never seen an enemy feign death in this game. I know you can do that when you hit the F key, which actually I've reconfigured, but you can hit a different button that I haven't set actually, to feign death. Now this really isn't all that useful, maybe for multiplayer or something, but I've never seen an enemy do that before. I know they can do it on higher difficulties, but I don't think they do it on medium difficulty. That's really cool. I love how they use the word feign instead of fake. Just, you know, you fake your death, right? That's kind of how it works. Look, is he just playing dead or is he actually dead? That's why you always double tap the Scar, right? And by double tap, what I mean is this. There you go, boom. Turn them into gibs so that they can never come back, right? Just like the zombies in Quake. Wow, look at this environment. I don't know, I'm just... half this fucking playthrough is just gonna be me going, look at this, look at that, because it's really, really fascinating to me how there are games that, through their art direction and color palette and visual styling sensibilities alone, they can overcome the almost arbitrary limitations set by, like, oh, but the graphics are old. Yeah, but this still looks good. This water still animates very well. The guns still look cool. You know, that's the crazy thing. It's like you think that, oh, this is just, it's nice for what it was at the time. They totally fucked this texture. What the hell happened here? Like, seriously.
The trek to the other shuttle has become a real endurance test. I don't have much to record right now. Just staying alive takes all my energy.
Seriously, what happened? How do you... Did they really think that's how the texture is supposed to look? Because if you've played the original, you'll know, no, that's not how the texture is supposed to look. It's not supposed to be stretched vertically like that. Like, what is this? It's like when a fucking YouTuber does a video on a 4x3 game and stretches it to widescreen. It's like, oh god, don't do that, you know, unless the game is like anamorphic widescreen or something and it's meant to be stretched, but even then sometimes the HUD gets stretched and I don't know. Like, and there are times when I just want to kind of stop caring about that and just play games in the most heretical way possible. like with bilinear interpolation and everything, stretch to widescreen, but I just can't get myself to do it because things just look wrong and the whole world just looks distorted, you know? It's not about any one particular asset, it's because of the sense of speed when it comes to certain movements starts to distort. That's the problem. So you feel as if you move faster on one axis than the other, which can sometimes be kind of cool because it makes the game feel even faster, you know? Like you're playing like a 4x3 Sonic game that's in 2D, and you stretch it horizontally, and it looks as if Sonic goes even faster when he's moving forward. Yeah, it's kind of neat, but at the same time, it's still wrong, right? Right? I believe this puzzle is not even a puzzle. I think all I have to do is just nudge this thing right here. I'm hiccuping real badly. I'm not sure why. This environment's awesome too. Every single area here is really great. And I think because this is a shorter campaign, you don't get quite as much repetition of different environments, and you go through a lot of different looking places in a shorter amount of time, and therefore everything feels a lot more varied and not quite as dragged out. I like how those chests kind of look like his feet. That was funny. I'm not sure what this area is for because you just kind of proceed through here, and there's a Scar, obviously. We're going to have to take him out. I do love the pretty decent variety of different Scar in this expansion. They actually introduce a couple of different ones that weren't in the original, like this real chunky boy that we're going to see later. There we go, he's dead. That fire looks really nice. Just everything looks really nice, and the music is so good. This music, I believe, is reused from the original Unreal, but some of the music was specifically composed just for this expansion as well. And it's all fucking ace shit. Like, seriously, it's... I don't know what the fuck Frame Rater was going on about, that it's jazzy. Maybe that's why he deleted that video, you know, because it's gone. You can still find it on the Internet Archive, but on his channel, you won't find it. But yeah, it's not jazz. There's no jazz in the sound. There are some weird chord progressions and some odd choices of, you know, of musical phrasings, but that's not to say there's any jazz in this. No. It's primarily just... I don't know, there's no genre for this, it's just video game OST, right? It's the kind of music that it's very distinctly video game, and it's fantastic. It's mod music, right? Not to be confused with MIDI. Mod, basically it's a file format where they also, it includes the instrument that is intended for that particular composition as well, alongside the actual musical information, so be it like, you know, pitch, velocity, duration, all those things. And so the music just has such a unique sound here, and it sounds a little similar to that of Jazz Jackrabbit 2, because it was mostly by the same person, you know, Alexander Brandon as well, and it's the same format and uses some of the same sounds, but they do have their own distinct feel to them. This is definitely a little slower paced in most cases because it's more fitting for this kind of game, even though, ironically enough, the game is actually very fast. But I'm a huge fan of, you know, first-person shooter, like games in general, where there's a juxtaposition between the setting and the gameplay itself, and it contrasts. So here, if I just slow down and take everything in, it's a very relaxing, very slowed down experience. But the gameplay is actually very fast and aggressive. You know, you just gotta constantly be moving, finding stuff to shoot, collecting health, collecting ammo. So it's a really interesting juxtaposition between the two, right? Just like how sometimes you get the opposite, where you have a really slow game and really intense music, right? It's not as common, but still, did you really think you had a chance against this dude? I barely stand a chance against him, but fortunately, we've taken him out. And I know it doesn't really seem like I'm doing much considering that I'm on medium mode, but trust me, this is actually quite an accomplishment for me. I'm not very good at these games on anything other than the easiest setting. I do not remember exactly how I'm supposed to proceed through this area, but we're just going to quick save real quick. Quick save real quick, as opposed to long saving. Actually, it's funny because on some console games from the time, there used to genuinely be quite a significant difference in how long it takes to save normally and how long it takes to quick save, because, you know, they would have separate quick save settings. But I always just use a normal saving anyway, because I do not trust myself to remember to save permanently, because quick saves are not permanent, as in, like, see here, they are. If I can never, throughout this entire playthrough, I cannot legitimately, like, go like this and save, don't start a new game. I can never do this and still get by. I can just keep quick saving, and it saves it even after I've turned the game off. Not on consoles, though. There, you have to do normal saves as well. That's actually a really easy thing to get past. Like, all you do is just, get the timing right. Simple as that. See, this is a really well-applied texture. Why couldn't they do the rest of the textures like that? You know, maybe they were under the impression they'd be using a different texture for that particular wall that I was talking about at the start of the episode, or start of this, you know, section of the game. and then maybe they realize last minute, like, fuck, we don't have that texture and supply, and we're just gonna have to use something else. Oh god, okay, don't get crushed there, we're gonna have to wait until the door opens again, right? Come on. Nudge it. It has to be re-triggered. That's how it works. I should know. I've used the Unreal Engine for like 5 minutes, so I know how triggers work. There you go. Done. Now I believe that there's going to be some enemies off to the side here. Oh, there isn't actually. Oh, there's some dudes over here. I think I'm actually not supposed to go here. I'm just meant to cross that bridge and just be done with it. But I do want to explore this area just a little bit. I want to see what we can find, because these levels were very well designed. Some of them, again, were intended for the original campaign. So chances are, maybe what I'm playing through right now is a scrapped original Unreal level. Who knows? I doubt it, though, considering how badly stretched that texture was. There's no way the original developers would have let that slide. That's only the kind of thing that a third-party, expansion pack developer would get away with, right? Because, you don't expect quite as much. Although, on one hand, it always surprises me when a completely separate, outsourced developer is able to get the feel of the game relatively close to the original. But at the same time, you gotta remember it's mostly down to the engine. They provided them with the same tools that the original was made with, so there's only so much they can fuck up, right? It's like with Doom 2 just being the same as Doom 1. Well, it's made by the same people, to be fair, but still, it's also very impressive when the opposite happens, when a game is made with the same tools as something else, and it has a completely different feel. For example, Half-Life, that's pretty much built on the Quake engine. It's modified heavily, but still. Or Hexen 2, that's just a Quake engine game, but does it feel like Quake? Not in the slightest. Ooh, a new message. I might have missed a few of them, actually. Let's see. Log M. Verov. Los Labai and Porsche about an hour ago. They must have made it outside. I think I'm getting close, but it's so dark it's hard to tell. Wait, something just fell off the wall coming this way. Error. Ah, shit. It's Ermac from Mortal Kombat. Remember when... Okay, so... I love how there's all this, general gaming trivia, which when you first discover, it's like it just blows your mind. It's like, oh my god, what? Error macro? No way! Because apparently he wasn't meant to be a character in the game, or just kind of was a palette swap glitch or something, and he appeared red, and he decided to make him into a character. It wasn't intentional, I have no idea. There's all this weird mystery surrounding the original Mortal Kombat, which I've never really... it's funny, I only liked Mortal Kombat as a kid because of the violence, but in reality, I don't find the games all that fun. Like, none of them, from any era. I've always preferred Tekken, always. I can't say it as if I've always been that way, but what I mean is, I generally now prefer Tekken. I think it's way more engaging. The style is just absolutely clean and awesome and cool. Yeah, we're definitely going the right way now. I remember this section, there's a trap that, of course, he's not going to trigger because he's special. But we will trigger if we walk too close. I thought we could use it to kill him. That would have been so sick. If we would, kill him with the trap that was set for us to get killed by, that would have been awesome. But yeah, I've always preferred Tekken. I never really got too into Street Fighter. I think the style of Street Fighter is also plenty cool. But, I don't know. I tried playing Marvel vs. Capcom recently. The Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on Dreamcast. It's a really, really well-animated game. That game was gorgeous. The style is also fantastic there. Just, you gotta have a stylish fighting game, right? But, I don't know. I'm not sure really I fully understand the mechanics that well. Other than, the basic, general combat. But I mean, the stuff like tagging in and out, having your characters swapped out. Because it's kind of like Tag Team Tournament, Tekken Tag Team Tournament, except it's a little different with how you swap characters. And I don't really get why it has to be a button well, I get why, because the Dreamcast has limited button inputs, On PS2, you got a million buttons. Oh, fuck, I almost forgot about that, but... Hold on, that should be disabled now, right? Yeah, it is disabled because I hit the switches. And we got the Razor Jack. Oh, so it's the Ripper that was an Unreal Tournament. That's the weapon I was thinking of when playing through Metal Arms Glitch in the System. The Ripper was the Unreal Tournament one. The Razor Jack was from the original Unreal. There it is right here. And as you can see, it's, it shoots razors. That's cool. It can decapitate people. That's neat, I guess. Anyway, let's see if we can find some more. Flat cannon ammo. Yes, we can. Oh my god, wait. I just realized I've got the flat cannon and I haven't been using it. What the fuck is wrong with me? That's the best weapon in the game. Let's see. We should have an elevator. Yep, come down. Let's activate our light, actually, because we could barely see. Hope you guys can see just fine, though. I mean, the brightness isn't all the way up or anything, but that will kind of... It ruins the lighting, basically. It makes the game look really ugly. I think this is actually the end of this area. Are we going to get another log from our... Oh, it's not the end. There's a little more. Whoa, it's an upgrade. Yeah, we don't really see a lot of them. I feel like the developers completely forgot about the upgrade system for the dispersion pistol and just randomly just went, like, at the end of development, just went like, ah, fuck. That was a thing in the game, wasn't it? Well, let's just go ahead and throw a couple of those in there just so that the player doesn't forget about it either. So, cool. I guess we can upgrade our dispersion pistol, although... I don't know, it's not really that useful, I don't use it that much. Although, to be fair, it is kind of effective when you use damage amplifier against certain enemies. I don't know, but you'd rather just be using the SMG shock rifle for that. I mean, that texture looks really fucking nice. There's a chance, though, that maybe there's more upgrades that I've just missed along the way. But I don't know, I feel like I've been relatively thorough. Oh, I can't say I've been totally thorough. I've probably missed something, you know. You always miss things when you're doing a Let's Play unless you've practiced it a million times beforehand, because it's like you're just kind of running through and trying to keep your commentary interesting. I love how you can tell that's a different, that door is interactable just based on the fact that it looks a little bit different.
I'm glad I made it out of there. I'm used to being bitten, hacked, shot, stabbed, or blown up. But in there I could have been crushed, sliced, diced, burned, or skewered. Whoever built that place must have been a real sadist. I'm still slogging along. This is a marathon, not a sprint.
I don't complain too much. This expansion pack is nowhere near as long as the original. Wait, there's a spider dickhead right here. Let's go ahead and shoot him. And then we'll end the episode, because this has been quite some time, has it not been? Those skyboxes still look amazing. So, that's going to do it for episode, or I guess part 4 of Return to Not Pali. We're going to tackle this area, which looks weirdly familiar for some reason. I'm pretty sure it's actually a reuse. No, we're going to come back to this environment at some other point later on in the Let's Play. But regardless, we're going to tackle this place and another one of my favorite stages. I just love a lot of the levels in this game. They're really, really cool looking, really fun to play through. So I'll see you guys with that in part 4 of Return to Not Pali.